Oh, hold on, Cece. Lucas. Look at the cocks re-breaking. What happened to that horse?
The
Cock juice is flowing today, boys.
What's up, everybody? We are back from the Arkansas Derby. Of course, Jared Welch, Aaron Halterman. We are back, and we had a hell of a race on our hands with Secret Oath taking on the boys. We were there live, so we're doing this a little differently. It is a live reaction, but we're kind of going back through this thing and to digest it. It's been about 24 hours since the race went down. Thoughts as we've slept on it, Halterman. You know, we're back home now. Thoughts on what happened, obviously, with Secret Oath and Cyberknife, and of course, Barber Road.
Well, I think kind of the fear was we would exit the race thinking, well, they weren't very good, right? And that's kind of what happened. Like, this was not a great race, no doubt about it. Cyberknife wins. He kind of runs away from him. It was a situation where he just kind of got a really nice trip. The pace kind of fell apart. He moved when the pace started to fall apart. He took over, and then Secret Oath wasn't quite as good as we thought. We'll kind of break down what happened here, though, because there is a lot to break down with Secret Oath's trip for sure. I mentioned Cyberknife got a pretty good one. Secret Oath didn't get too good of one. But some of it may have just been her running style. You know, she's just she's not a very tactical filly at times, and I think that hurt her in the spot.
Yeah, I could say this just from as we're watching the post parade here. It was it was a great day. The weather was beautiful. It was the anticipation was there. You know, everyone was obviously the filly was bet hard from get go 6-5. Everyone he talked to was rooting for the filly to win. It had the excitement of the big race, and like you're hoping to see something big happen if you weren't going to see her win. All right, we're getting ready to break. There we go.
Yeah, and so you're going to see here, she gets shuffled back right there. She got pinched back, and that was the first big problem. Now, problem number two, in my opinion, right here, you're going to see these horses, they start to separate. I think the filly needs to be a little bit ahead of the 5. He should have asked for a little speed, try to get up in that pocket. That's where she ran against the fillies, right in the pocket up against the rail, and then here, she's pretty far back now.
Yeah, you know, she got pinched early on, like I said, and being a filly, she's not a big imposing horse by any means. So, racing against the boys, you get pinched and boom, you go straight to the back. And yeah, that was not, I thought this was strange. Then all of a sudden they pack up really close. We even commented this during the race, and he kind of puts her into the race. Like, the 8 there, Cyberknife is your winner.
Yeah.
Makes this early move right here to kind of get in a better position. And, she's there. She could have been right there next to the horse or close. And now she's in last again.
Well, he basically got about a 6-length jump on her there because they, like you said, they were very close together. And all of a sudden he's almost on the lead and she's dead last.
And there you go. This is when you kind of, you hold your breath. She makes this massive move. I mean, she goes from last to third in what felt like a stride. And all of a sudden you're looking at her right now and you're thinking she's going to win this thing. And then you glance over at the 8 and you say, uh-oh.
It was really an electric feeling when that happened at the track. People were gasping. They were like, oh my God, she's going to actually do this. Huge move. Even right here, I'm like, oh, I think she's going to catch him. And then you knew right away. Cyberknife gets asked again, and then the filly has no shot. She couldn't make up any ground from that point on.
It was a little disappointing that she was passed there by Barber Road, who just continues to do that. But why? I feel like he kind of let up on her, right?
It was odd. It was definitely odd. I think that's the most disappointing thing. If she runs on and gets second, I don't think you're getting the unwarranted hate that you're seeing on Twitter and social media in places now. It was weird. I don't feel like he rode real hard to the wire, but honestly, I think she was pretty gassed. She really had to run hard about mid-stretch. I think she realized she wasn't going to get to the winner. And then I think she kind of just, packed it in a little bit. We were standing next to trainer Kelly Von Hebel. He said, look, sometimes when a horse is running their eyeballs out and they can't get that horse in front of them, they do get discouraged and kind of quit. Maybe that's what happened. Or maybe she was just gassed from that huge move around the turn.
Yeah, Lucas said this morning in the press release from Oaklawn, like, yeah, she was tired. And you watch that race, that's a bad trip for anybody, let alone a filly facing the boys. I think we got her answer. She's obviously going towards the Oaks now, not the Kentucky Derby. She did earn some points there, but probably not enough, 20 points to get her in. She's out. Okay, so we tried it. And there was a conversation we were having. We sit there and talked a lot about this at the track afterwards. And you watched the fantasy earlier, and she probably would have dominated that race again because she's been dominating that group, all year at Oaklawn. So it's one of those things that, if she does that, everyone says, you should have ran her in the Arkansas Derby. Why didn't you do that? And then you run in the Arkansas Derby and she runs third. Oh, that was stupid. Why did you do that? You could have ran her in the fantasy. It was a $600,000 race. So what are your thoughts there?
No, I'm just watching Brad Cox's kid go crazy here on the screen, acting like a crazy
man. We just won the Arkansas Derby.
I know. He's very excited. Listen, that's how it is. That's racing, right? The same people are like, why don't these fillies ever take a chance if she wins by like 6 in the fantasy are the same ones that go, well, that was dumb. Why'd they do that? She sucks, when they run in the Arkansas Derby. So that's just how it is. That's how it goes. And you can't change that. I'm glad they tried it. And I'm really happy that she gave us a thrill there for a minute, because I'm going to tell you, it was a really electric feeling when she made that move and swooped by those horses like they were standing still. She ran, she tried, I think the ride, there were some points that it could have been better. Maybe that saves her second, but she got beat, but she gave it a shot. And, I would much prefer that over like what We the People didn't even show up, just didn't even bother to run. So, it was exciting, but at the end of the day, you do kind of go home and you're like, well, it was a great day at the track, but I don't think we saw the Derby winner today. No doubt about that.
Was maybe the weirdest ride of or effort of the whole time. He's there in the very, very back. You barely see him behind the Oaklawn sign. He's out of the picture now. And yet somehow he gets fourth. It was kind of a wild effort. He's clearly not talented enough to face these kind of horses, in my opinion. But look, watch, he comes, boom. It's like he decided, like, hey, I guess now I'm going to run. I don't know what it was, but Doppelganger, We the People, those are the two, Cyberknife did prove to be, quote unquote legit. Barber Road is, he's an ATM. He just chunks up there every race to pick up a piece, and he's, of course, got enough points in to get in. But with We the People and Doppelganger, those were the kind of the two big ones that were in the race that really showed, okay, they're not very good. And by the way, the Rebel winner, Uno, that horse was awful. And that was in the Derby.
I did read with him, his head got banged up against the rail a couple times. Like they had to put a couple staples in his head after the race. He was cut pretty bad. So maybe he does have a legitimate excuse there. Doppelganger, we were watching horses come in. He didn't look like much, he just didn't. We the People did. We thought, wow, that horse looks amazing, and didn't run very good. So, but the big thing with Doppelganger and how he kind of performed here, what does that say about Forbidden Kingdom coming up this weekend, right? Because, he beat the hell out of him, but so did Cyberknife. So I don't know about that one.
Yeah, We the People is, he's very wide there. It's not going to be an ideal trip. Kind of what I read from Brissett afterwards was like, he didn't get to the lead and didn't like it. And, that was it, and that's kind of one of those things you start to learn about. You do learn about these horses in these kind of races where it's like, okay, it's time. Because guess what? It ain't going to get better in the next one. The Kentucky Derby sure as hell isn't going to be easier on you when it comes to trips and, getting dirt in your face and, making things work out for you. Sometimes it doesn't go well and you still have to run your race. So as we watch Cyberknife here again, kind of make that move there in the back stretch, thoughts on him? Because obviously you win the Arkansas Derby. He's in. It's a Brad Cox horse. How serious do you take him, or do you look at this race like you kind of mentioned it earlier, but still he won the Arkansas Derby, and we do know the crop isn't all that great. Is he a player? Is is he up there with Barrio now? You know, because obviously the horse that won the Florida Derby the same day. I mean, where is he at with you?
As far as the Kentucky Derby goes, he's nowhere with me. Right?
Okay.
Like he's still green as hell in the stretch. Look at him duck out. He ducks in, hitting left-handed. We're going out again. I mean, it's not like it was a very good effort, but it's not like he just, blew you away. He was a little erratic still. You're not going to get away with shit like that in the Kentucky Derby. As far as that race, he's not really one I'm considering. The horse has talent, Maybe he can get a race like the Indiana Derby, the Iowa Derby, West Virginia Derby. That's what I think of when I see him. And again, you just got to keep working out these issues that he keeps seemingly can't get away from. That's the big things with him. But, as far as this, his next race is the Kentucky Derby, right? I mean, so it's hard to go from what we saw on Saturday to that race. I'm not a big believer in him.
92 buyer. Is what it came back for today for Cyberknife. So I haven't looked to see what Secret Oath got, but I'm sure it was mid to high 80s there, somewhere high 80s. So that's one of our worst races, by a buyer number. So I don't know. I mean, I don't take him seriously. I don't take Barber Road seriously. He tries hard. But you got to remember with the horses that he's been facing. He had to run down a filly who probably shouldn't have, should show that maybe she's not quite good enough. And Cyberknife, so I don't necessarily take him seriously. And then to go to the other side, Secret Oath, I don't think she lost anything in defeat, but I also don't know if she gained anything either when it comes to now facing the girls again in the Oaks.
Yeah, I don't think this race did her a whole lot of favors as far as the Oaks next out. D. Wayne said she was pretty tired after the race. We'll see. I think she'll have a new jockey by the time we get to the Kentucky Oaks, and I think that'll be interesting to see. The horse has a little bit more speed than what she showed early in this race. She doesn't have to be dead last. So I think that'll be interesting to see if, getting kind of improvement there. Listen, the Oaks, her biggest problem is there's a horse named Kathleen O that stepped up and looked pretty good. There's a horse named Adari Manor who is going to run this weekend who looked very good last time out. So that's a really tough race. I think she's a factor in it, but, we'll see. I mean, I'm not worried about trying to pick an Oaks winner right now, but, I don't know that I'm going to be on her bandwagon on the first Friday in May or not.
Let us know what you guys thought of the effort by both the filly and the winner there, Cyberknife, right down in the comments below. We'll be back at it again this coming up week with the Bluegrass and the Stancy Derby and the Wood. Final big weekend. This was this is kind of the preview. We had the Louisiana Derby. We had this weekend, and now we have the Master Mega weekend to wrap all this up. Of course, the Lexington the week after, a smaller race, but let us know what you guys thought of this race. How serious are you taking Secret Oath in the Oaks now? Is Cyberknife on the top of your list? Where are you at with the ride? Do you think this, she would have ran better if she had a better ride? Let us know in the comments below. If you like the video, hit like, subscribe if you want more of our content. I'm Jared Welch. He's Aaron Halterman. See you next time.
This has been a presentation of RacingDudes.com, your destination for all things horse racing and sports betting. Whether you want free winners, expert insider picks, up-to-the-minute trackside weather reports, or podcasts and videos for bettors of all skill levels, never make another wager without visiting the Racing Dudes. First,